Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to go a story titled, My Wife Cheated While on a Work Trip, Never Expected This From Her. And a big shout out to Pete for sending me this story. And guys, this story is all about a guy. He's 43, his wife's 39, they've been married for 6 years, and they have a toddler together. And lo and behold, on a work trip, this guy found out that his wife was was up to no good with one of her male coworkers, claiming she was only kissing him, nothing more. And of course, while that is cheating, obviously more was going on. And this guy found this out from an unlikely source, you're going to see. And now he's going through this whole whirlwind of dealing with her and all that. And on top of that, she's also an alcoholic and throwing alcohol in the mix as well. And ultimately, wait till you see what she decides to use to get him to forgive her and keep up the marriage, even though he should definitely divorce her. Wait till you see what she offers him. You will all be so surprised in this. And I thought it'd be very good one to go over here, guys, just to show you that when it comes to these things, you find out your wife or girlfriend's cheating on you, whether it's full on, you have evidence of all sorts of extracurricular activities going on with all body parts, or just kissing, it's over. End of story. And usually if you find out it's, let's just say just kissing, there's a lot more going on. Or if they bring up open relationships or anything like that, it's definitely over because they don't care about you and all that. And if you take them back, they're going to keep cheating on you. It is what it is. They'll just be better at covering their tracks. And you can't be that white knight savior. And of course, if you're married, you don't want to go through the misery that is divorce, having to move out, sell your house potentially, not see your kids all the time. That's hell. Hell on earth. But you cannot stay with someone that treats you like that. And if you do, they're going to keep doing it and doing it. Because the more you take them back and buy into their bullshit, the less they respect you. And it'll just get worse and worse and worse. And ultimately, guys always end up in the same place. And they just keep trying and trying and trying. And then it finally gets so bad they divorce and say, why didn't I do that the first time? You know? And their lives are much better. Well, somewhat better afterwards. And then eventually better later on, depending on how they make the situation. And of course, the divorce terms. So I'm going to go over here to show you you can't be like this guy. And also just the interesting dynamic that happens here where this guy finds out about this whole thing and all that. It says, my wife, a 39-year-old female, and I, 43-year-old male, have been together for 11 years, married 6, and we have a toddler. 5 days ago, I learned of a month-long emotional affair between my wife and a coworker of hers, and they had spent time in her hotel room while on a work trip 2 weeks prior, and that time together including a good amount of kissing. Is that what she told you? That it was just kissing? Number one, that's grounds for terminating the relationship, but still, just kissing. I think a lot more was going on with her mouth than just kissing, my man. I learned this by the affair partner's wife's mother, messaging me on Facebook with 15 screenshots of their Instagram conversation that occurred during that work trip, including comments between the two of them reminiscing about their chair time, along with loads of kissy face emojis and other flirtatious banter. Affair partner's wife's mother. Took me a second on that one there. So, how interesting. And heartbreaking, this poor guy. And they have a toddler together. When I read the mother-in-law's initial Facebook message, I was shaking, heart racing, tunnel vision. My wife was upstairs, so when she came down, I immediately asked if anything happened during the work trip that I should know about. It's always funny they do that. Something I should know about? Something you want to tell me? No. I learned here that the term is known as trickle truth. Denials of anything that happened was the response. Eventually, after 10 minutes, she finally admitted to getting drunk at the hotel bar and making out with him in her room. Again, I guarantee a lot more is going on with her mouth than just with his tongue. And a lot more going on with her tongue. The trickle truth. Yes, that's how it works. You get the bare minimum. I asked her point blank if she slept with him or if anything else sexual happened. Dude, you really have to in a hotel room, but it doesn't matter at this point. Don't need to know details. The only details I need to know about are how am I end this goddamn marriage. The response was a resounding no. She proceeded to tell me that there was no sexual touching, no hands up skirts, no parts exposed, no feeling, no erections felt, just kissing for the extended period of time while sitting in a chair. What is this? You're PG cheating here? This is what she told me multiple times. This is what she lied to you about multiple times. Well, it started at the doorway with him initiating. Then they went to the chair. She ended up getting sick gastrointestinally and spent time on the floor, bathroom, and on the bed while he lay on the other side of her king-size bed until 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, she got sick and all that because she was swallowing. The next night on their work trip in a different town, it was a 2-night thing. He spent time in her hotel room again until 10 p.m. or so. Now let me guess, this time they were hugging. Is that what she told him? The text message there was him asking if she could use company, and response was, "You can join," as she was watching TV. Some kissing also occurred that night while she was sober. This kissing, this reminds me of South Park's Butter's Kissing Company. Remember that? You South Park people out there? I haven't watched it in a long time. Every once in a while I get on a South Park kick. For a couple of days I watch a lot of episodes, laugh like a freaking 8-year-old, and then I get tired of it and move on. But the Butter's Kissing Company, you all know what I'm talking about for you South Park people. My wife has an alcohol problem for many years and has been sober for almost 6 years. Before this work trip, she and I had a discussion about her desire to bring alcohol back in her life on a very limited basis during date nights or going away with me. Bullshit. She's an alcoholic. People always say, she has an alcohol problem. No, she's an alcoholic. She just hasn't been accepted that yet. Bringing a little bit back. Okay, I got a family member. I'm not going to say who. And this family member, whole life, alcohol and drug problems. Have been in rehab many times. And that individual still, to this day, pulls to me when I see this individual. You think maybe I can have a little bit? No, you cannot have a little bit. There's nothing I can do when I'm not around that individual, but the point is, they try that. No. Also include discussion about her having beverages with her work peers when they go out on these quarterly trips. I obviously disagree with the suggestion, as she did almost everyone in the alcoholism sub. But she did it anyway. She lied to me about how much she had to drink that night and ended up telling me she had multiple drinks, including 2 shots at the hotel bar with her work peers. So after 6 years, this was the first time she was drunk and that this happens. First of all, I don't believe this has been 6 years. Second of all, yeah, because they can't just have one and they lose control. Back to the emotional affair. I learned that the flirting, banter, and whatever else has been going on since early October, so I'm told. I asked my wife why she did what she did, and as she says, our marriage is solid. And yeah, it is. We have a child together, we don't really argue about anything, and we have a good home life. Our intimacy has dwindled since having our child 2 years ago, but the bedroom is not dead. After some time for her to really think about her actions, the response I got from her was the excitement, newness, and the feeling of being desired, along with him just being a great work friend. There you go. Excitement, newness, and the feeling of being desired. By the way, how old is she? 39. Women freak out in the late 20s if they don't have a ring on their finger. They want to fast forward to the ring on their finger because they don't want to be 30 years old, not married, or not on the way to the altar. They freak out before they turn 40, and that's a lot of times when, right around that time period, they really got to feel desired and all that. And notice these people, even female celebrities, and I'm saying that lightly, that all of a sudden are doing OnlyFans. And they're like in their 40s or 50s. They want to feel validated, feel attention, feel they're still hot and desired, and have it. Attention and validation, guys. After more deeper discussions around this line of thinking, she mentioned that it likely would have never been gone sexual. I'd asked multiple times how far this would have gone if and the affair partner's spouse had not learned of this. And she continued that what she enjoyed from it was having him crawl out of his skin, as she puts it. Why are you even entertaining her? Why are you having this conversation? She's not wife material. Hell, she's not mother material. Basically, obtaining some pleasure over being desired and wanted that would likely never have been resolved by a sexual relationship. She explained to me repeatedly that she does not feel any romantic, intimate feelings for this guy, and that it just happened. That's the saying, it just happened. Or blame it on the alcohol. No, it doesn't just happen. You're a fucking adult. When you're 14 years old and teenagers do dumbass things, then you can say some things just happen because they haven't quite had the experience and everything. But 39 years old and a mother and a wife, no. Bullshit. They don't just happen. They're planned. And things don't just happen, generally speaking. When women want things to happen, they happen. She admitted it was selfish and wrong, and I told her what hurt me the most was the betrayal and the secrecy. I had so much anxiety and lost sleep when she went on her work trip because of her flawed relationship with alcohol, and little did I know that that was the least of my worries. You just have to trust me, babe, was a text that I was sent in the morning after when I asked her about how much she had to drink the previous night. I never would have expected her to do this, though. There you go. And this is her convenient way out. It was the alcohol. You don't understand. And yeah, I mean, I hardly ever drink, and there's a darn good reason for that. And I don't understand what it's like to be an alcoholic or an addict. I don't. But I know that that can't still be used to justify all this bad behavior, and people have to be accountable to themselves and loved ones that they hurt. Regarding the affair partner and his wife, I learned this is the first time he's done this in his 7 years of marriage, and she did go through his Instagram chats on other devices, actually seeing the conversations live as they occur, because she has an inkling something would happen while he was away on the work trip. So this guy's a serial cheater, and this woman's still with him. You guys need to work together to end your marriages. And then if this woman's good looking, you can bang her just to stick it to them. I've been in contact with her through text, and she's a very pleasant but hurt woman who will likely file for divorce. Good for her, and I'll work with her. It's obvious, though, that he just doesn't care what hurt he causes her or what he has allowed to cause others. And guess what? Your wife doesn't care about you either. So for me, I have very conflicting feelings about her short-lived affair and what may come from this. Since D-Day, I felt extreme hurt, anger, and then forgiving, then again anger again. And at times when I feel fine, I'm afraid I'm coming off as a pushover. Show my wife that she can get away with this again. Ding, ding, ding. You let her get away with this, she'll do it again. She may say she won't. She may give you the whole waterworks and all that, and love bomb you and all that. Maybe do some extra freaky shit in the bedroom to sway you. But at the end of the day, on some level, she's going to know, I got away with this once, they'll take me back again. But that's up to you, my man. They'll be traveling again come January, and I don't know what to do about it. Smack! Aside from the fact you should divorce her ass, if you do decide to take her back and give your marriage a second chance, which I don't think you should, she should not be working with this guy, let alone going on work trips with him. Are you out of your fucking mind? Bare minimum to get you back, she's changing jobs. I don't care what the deal, and the amount of money that is needed for her share of the expenses, and I'm assuming she's paying for her share of the expenses, comes from her own money she has set aside, not your personal savings, hers. But oh no, you're no longer working with this guy. You're not going to communicate with this guy in any way, shape, or form. And then we don't hang out with other guys either, I might add. Bare minimum. But he shouldn't take her back. Anyway, this incident has triggered some real deep and open discussions with my wife about desire, intimacy, and what she and I want. At first, it started with me trying to understand what she was seeking or what she felt was missing from her life, and there was anything we could do together to bring some excitement or feelings or newness into our marriage. Dude, no matter how much attention and validation you give her, and newness and surprises and all that, it's not going to compete with just another dude being attracted to her and wanting her. It's not going to work. It's not. We're not explicitly talking about our opening the marriage, but she has expressed that she would be fine and would encourage me to have a person at work I could banter with and potentially kiss. I don't know. Don't even think about Jack. Because yeah, she loves you so much that she wants to open the marriage for you. Yeah, to get you off her case. That way you'll stay married to her. She can benefit from you paying the bills and watching the toddler. And she can go out and do what she wants and get the attention she wants. And she knows darn well it'll be way easier for her than you. That's what she's trying to sell you on. Don't buy it. I don't know. It's weird for me right now. Is this her way of giving me a pass, or even saying that she wants to open marriage but doesn't really want to admit it yet to me or herself? Yes, she does want open marriage. She wants all the benefits, none of the responsibilities. Divorce right now is not on the table. Smack. Then suffer, dude. And I know an open marriage with boundaries of some sort really isn't the best solution for something like this. And I realize that shouldn't even be discussed or considered unless the marriage is truly solid. An open relationship or open marriage should be discussed at all. At all. No way it can work is if two people enter the marriage on that basis. And they're into that lifestyle. And I might add, there's no children involved to mess with their heads and seeing mom and dad with all these aunts and uncles, as they call them, coming in and out of the house. No. This is a terrible idea. And how, if you're a Redditor, how many stories are posted about this? How many stories have I done with the open marriage, open relationship? And do any of them work out? No. It's all chaos. Thank you for reading my disorganized thoughts. Your input is welcome. Oh, well, you asked. Okay, dude, you're out of your goddamn mind. You stay with her. I don't know how many times I have to say it. She's a cheater. She's a liar. She's an alcoholic. Let's call it what it is. And you don't need to deal with that. Yes, you've been married to her. Yes, you made vows to her. Yes, you have a child together. But guess what? She doesn't give a shit. Her actions, it's all about actions, demonstrate that. So either you can cut ties, you can talk to a lawyer, try to have an amicable divorce, and move on, or continue on and be the honorable guy that's going to give her a second chance and get burned badly and your heart ripped out. But this is not going to end well for you, sir. Sooner rather than later, it's going to blow up in your face again. And to have her still working with that guy and going on work trips with him, what do you think's going to happen here? And I'm willing to bet you she's going to think that, maybe his wife will divorce him. Well, actually, you said that the wife is divorcing him. Now she may be thinking he'll be free and single, and I can go for him. And when it doesn't work out, then she'll want to come back to you. No. End it. End the story. Now, a few comments here to show I'm not alone here. This guy says here, she's offering you a pass because they definitely had sex and probably have been in a full-blown affair for much longer than just that trip. You're damn right about that. Remember the trickle truth thing? He's not getting the full story. Of a marriage that opened because infidelity do not work. You need to stand up for yourself and set boundaries in place for how recovery should take place. There is 0% chance this was an emotional affair and some kissing. Don't kid yourself. Next one. He says, sir, they had sex. Grown adults in a hotel room that are in an emotional affair are going to have sex. Your wife is lying. Just kissed is cheaters speak for sex. Let me guess, he was too drunk to get it up. She got sick. It did not feel right. Yet the next night she's asking him to join her. Here you are already ready to forgive and forget. Make changes in yourself for the marriage for what? Your wife's poor choices while on a work trip. If she was missing something from the marriage or life, she should have told you. But she decided to have an affair with a coworker, and you know what? If you want this to work, she needs to quit her job. If this guy ends it with her, which he should, he can also, I'm guessing, talk to her employer about these things, because this is going on underneath, on the work. Another one. You don't have a month-long affair as adults and not sleep together, let alone when you're on a work trip. Her getting sick is unbelievable as other cheaters saying the guy couldn't get it up or they realized what was going on moments before they had sex. She's telling you the bare minimum and sugarcoating the truth. It is obvious. You're just too invested to see it. It's probably why she's suggesting an open relationship. She probably feels guilty and thinks this would lessen her betrayal. She's not feeling guilty. Come on here. Leaving is easier if you stay together. Don't open things up. It's nearly as bad as having a baby to save the marriage. Sure, you'll get a confidence boost, but the problem was never with other women. It is her. Yes. And the last one. Guy says it's all over for crying out loud. You just haven't accepted it. The next affair will be harder to uncover. Yeah, she'll be much better hiding the next one. She lied about drinking, lied about how much she drank, lied about the affair, lied about what they did, lied about how much they did, and she has no problem cheating with a married man, no less. If you're a stranger in the bar and heard this story, what would your reaction be? Right. That's a very good way to put it. So anyhow, there you go. The whole comment section is full of this. I really hope he comes to his senses. We can hope. Because in spite of me smacking him and yelling at him and all that, calling him a dumbass, at the end of the day, I'm here to help guys, and I really want him to be okay. I also know darn well the way men operate, and you have to be tough on them. Just the way your instructor or coach was tough on you when you played basketball or football or hockey, or the way the drill instructor yells at you in boot camp to get things right. Same thing. Guys need a good smack physically or definitely verbally from time to time to get through the thick goddamn skulls. It is what it is. That's what I excel at. So I wish him well. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let this guy know what you think. And, guys, you've come across a good story, email me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.